You have been waiting for months. You walked into a Toyota dealership ready to buy the new 2026 RAV4. Maybe you even had the trim picked out, the color in mind. And then you heard the exact same thing almost everyone is hearing right now. There are none on the lot. None. And the few that do show up are gone within hours, sometimes with a few $1,000s piled on top of the sticker price. So when Toyota announced it was changing how it builds the 2026 RAV4, it sounded like the answer everybody had been praying for. More factories, more units, relief finally on the way. But here's what surprised me. Toyota really is building more RAV4s than ever before, and yet, if you walk into a dealership next month, there's a good chance you still won't feel the difference. That's the part almost nobody is explaining properly, and it's exactly why I wanted to make this video. Let me give you the context, because this didn't come out of nowhere. The RAV4 is not just another popular Toyota. In 2025, it was the best-selling vehicle in the entire United States, outselling even the Ford F-15. Oh, as a single nameplate. Think about that for a second. Toyota wasn't trying to fix a slow seller. They were trying to keep up with the hottest vehicle they make, and it gets bigger than that. The RAV4 was also the best-selling vehicle on the entire planet last year, moving well over 1 million units worldwide. Nearly 1 in 5 Toyotas sold in America was a RAV4. Now Toyota took that vehicle, completely redesigned it for 2026, and made one enormous decision. The new RAV4 is hybrid only. No more gas-only base model. Every single one now comes as a hybrid or a plug-in hybrid. This is where things get interesting. Demand for it has been absolutely brutal. Dealers have been selling them faster than the factories can build them, to the point where Toyota was measuring available stock in hours rather than days. When your most important product in the world is flying off the lot, and you simply cannot make enough of them, you have no choice. You change how and where you build them. But increasing production isn't as simple as building more cars overnight. So what did Toyota actually change? Up until recently, the RAV4 for North America came mainly from 3 places. 2 huge plants in Ontario, Canada, and Cambridge and Woodstock, which together handle the overwhelming majority of the ones you see on American roads, and the Takaoka plant in Japan. Those Canadian factories alone build roughly 350,000 RAV4s a year, and they've been running flat out at maximum capacity. Here's the change. Toyota has now brought its single largest factory in the entire world, the Georgetown plant in Kentucky, into RAV4 production for this new generation. That plant employs more than 9,000 Americans, and it's now building the 2026 RAV4 Hybrid right alongside everything else it makes. On top of that, Toyota widened where the plug-in hybrid is sold, opening it up to all 50 states instead of limiting it to certain regions like before. On paper, this is everything buyers asked for, and that's exactly where the real complication begins. Most people stop the story right here. They hear new factory and assume the shortage is basically over, but they're missing the biggest part. Adding a factory does not flip a switch and flood dealerships overnight. Kentucky is expected to add around 40,000 RAV4s this year. That's somewhere near 6,700 a month. Maybe climbing to 60,000 next year. That sounds like a lot. Now hold that number against the demand. Toyota sold close to 480,000 RAV4s in America alone last year. So Kentucky, while real, is a stream feeding into an ocean. 40,000 extra units sounds impressive until you realize it barely moves the needle on a shortage this size. That's catch number 1, and it has nothing to do with Iran or oil tankers. It's simply math. The new capacity is smaller than the gap it's supposed to fill. Unfortunately, Toyota also ran into a second problem, one that had nothing to do with its factories at all. Military strikes around Iran and the Strait of Hormuz have throttled tanker traffic and pushed energy costs up. That's forced Toyota to cut its global production forecast by roughly 100,000 units, stretching into early 2027. For the RAV4 specifically, Toyota estimates it could lose somewhere near 55,000 sales in the United States this year because of these disruptions alone. So picture what's actually happening. Toyota adds an entire factory to boost supply, and at the very same moment, global events are dragging supply back down. The good news and the bad news are arriving together. and they're partly canceling each other out. So what does this actually mean for you, the person trying to buy one? First, be ready for the wait to continue. Even with Kentucky online, Toyota has openly admitted it likely won't catch up to real demand before the end of the year. Inventory is shockingly thin. At one point, there were fewer than 1,000 unsold RAV4s spread across more than 1,200 dealers nationwide. That's less than one car per dealership. Second, watch the price. When demand crushes supply like this, some dealers add markups, and buyers have reported close to $5,000 tacked on above sticker. Third, your configuration matters. You may not get the exact trim, color, or plug in hybrid version you wanted right away, because those are the hardest to find. So here's my honest advice. If you stay flexible on trim and patient on timing, you'll have a far smoother experience than someone walking in demanding one specific build today. Now, there's one question I get constantly whenever a company ramps up output this fast, and it's a fair one. Could pushing out more cars faster from a freshly retooled line hurt the quality? It's a reasonable worry, but here's some reassurance based on how Toyota actually operates. That slow, deliberate rollout you've been so frustrated by was partly on purpose. Before launching this new generation, Toyota ran more than 700,000 miles of validation testing and sent out roughly 150 early production prototypes to hunt down defects before any of us ever saw the car. That's not a company cutting corners to chase volume. That's a company obsessed with getting it right before it scales up. So where does this go from here? Realistically, the picture should slowly improve across the rest of 2026. Kentucky will keep ramping its volume month over month. The Canadian and Japanese plants are still running at full tilt, and Toyota has even said it plans to push extra Japanese production specifically toward the RAV4. If the global disruptions ease, that recovery speeds up. If they drag on, it stretches out. The honest truth is that this won't resolve in one dramatic moment. It will be gradual. And here's the part that's almost funny when you think about it. Toyota may end up building more RAV4s this year than it ever has before, and yet plenty of buyers will still feel like nothing has changed for months. More production does not automatically mean a shorter wait. Sometimes it just means the shortage gets a little less bad, instead of disappearing. So let me bring this all together. Yes, Toyota changed how it builds the 2026 RAV4, and yes, that's genuinely good news. An entire new factory is now pumping out the most in-demand SUV in the country. But the catch is just as real, and it's actually two catches stacked on top of each other. The new capacity is smaller than the gap it needs to close, and global events are squeezing supply from the other direction at the exact same time. If you want one, the smartest thing you can do is stay patient, stay flexible on your trim and color, shop around between dealers, and refuse to get pressured into a heavy markup. Reward the dealers who play it straight. So now I want to hear from you. Are you planning to buy the 2026 RAV4? Have you already been quoted a delivery date or hit with a markup? Drop it in the comments because I read them all. And if this cleared things up for you, do me a favor and hit like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.